Hey everyone, welcome to the Restorative Reading and Writing for Wellness podcast. I'm Stephanie, a book-loving, notebook-hoarding reader and writer on a mission to change lives one book and one notebook at a time. On this podcast, we explore the power of books and notebooks as tools for wellness. Reading and writing can help us feel better and make life better too, and I'll show you how I do it. You'll find episodes exploring the research behind reading and writing for wellness, practical strategies to embrace your own restorative reading and writing, and you'll meet authors and special guests who help us take inspired actions in our own daily practices too. So grab a notebook and your TBR list and let's dive into today's episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Restorative Reading and Writing for Wellness. I'm Stephanie, and I am here to do two things today. The first is to introduce you to the new season of the podcast. Yes, for the first time ever, I am looking at the podcast in typical seasons. And second, to offer a 5-minute invitation at the end of the episode to think about who you want to be, how you want to feel, and what you want to do in your coming summer season. So, why seasons? Most podcasts operate on a seasonal schedule. They choose how long their season is, when it starts, and when it ends. But there's usually a bounded time where they call it season 1, episode 1, season 3, episode 14. And there's usually weeks in between those seasons to give the podcast host a bit of a break and a bit of rejuvenation. Now, I am not doing my podcast like that. I am not going to start labeling my podcast in seasons. I am not going to start numbering them differently, and I'm certainly not taking weeks off in between them. What I am doing is publicly sharing the seasonal planning that I do with you. So, as you know, in the past couple of weeks, I've been experimenting. I've had typical episodes where I'm trying to coach you through your reading and writing life. I have had episodes with guests where we build book apothecaries. I've even had guided restorative reading and writing experiences. I love all of them, but in order to help me plan, I do take a long range view of the podcast in seasons behind the scenes. You should see my notebook, my sticky notes, my Google spreadsheets, my Google Docs with all of my charts as I try to map out what a couple of weeks ahead of the podcast might look like. So I realized since everything else in my life seems to embrace a season, why not embrace the seasonal aspect of the podcast, but share it with you? And that's what I'm doing. So we are officially entering, starting next week, the summer season of restorative reading and writing. And I have a June, July, and August calendar already planned for you to help you have the best summer reading and summer writing season yet. So I'm excited because if there's anything I know about myself, it's that as I go deeper and deeper into the podcast, into my paid private circle, into the things that I am writing professionally or personally with the intent to share, my own personal reading and writing usually takes a hit, and I have to be ahead of the curve in order to share my new monthly offerings, which means sometimes my own reading and writing life gets cut short. I don't want that to happen this summer. I want to enjoy the summer, to savor the summer, to really intentionally plan the summer, and to have my own reading and writing feel as good as I hope it does for you as a result of what we talk about here. So today I'm going to give you a sneak peek into what you can expect from the podcast over the next couple of months. And like I mentioned, give you a 5-minute challenge to plan ahead and get ready for that first episode to drop next week. So here is what I hope to do this summer season. And I am just defining June, July, and August as the summer season. My hope, my plan is to bring you short episodes, no more than 15 minutes, short episodes that encourage long stretches of reading and writing. I want you listening less and reading more. I want you listening less and writing more, because the only way to seep in those benefits of reading and writing into our body is to actually engage in it. The only way to harness the power of neuroscience to have reading and writing change the way our life feels and behaves is to first read and write. And the only way to take inspired action around that reading and writing is to first read and write something restorative first. So, short coaching episodes to promote long sessions of restorative reading and writing. Now, I have divided those 3 months into three themes. Now, let me just say for the record, these are not my typical one-word themes that I choose each month for you and for my private community. I am not revealing those ahead of time, and they are not the same. These are more like intentions for the podcast that could also be considered theme-like. So, for example, in June, I am going to bring you episodes that help you settle into the summer reading and writing season. We are going to talk about our habits, our hearts, and our communities, and how you do that. So, June will be a month for slowing down, creating summer rituals, making space for the reading and writing you want to have over the summer, and reconnecting with ourselves in order to decide what kind of life and therefore reading and writing life we want to have. So, June is about settling in and getting ready. July. July to me is the heart of summer season and therefore the heart of a summer reading and writing season. And I want those days to focus on restoration and joy. So, restorative reading and writing that just feels joyful. This is a month for summer delight, for reading and writing creativity, to continue my theme of hope, and to just replenish ourselves emotionally through the books we read and through the things we choose to document in our notebooks. And then finally, we'll move into August. This is where we will have some summer reflection, and we will also have some summer, I don't want to say ending summer, but we'll talk about the transition into fall. So, reflection on the summer, transitioning into a new season of our reading life. So, in that month, we're going to notice what mattered over the summer. We're going to congratulate ourselves for the reading and writing we did do and celebrate the inspired action we did take in our lives. We're going to prepare for that gentle transition into fall reading and writing, and we're going to protect the writing rituals and the writing time that we might have been able to find more time for in the summer, but that we do not want to lose in the fall. So we're going to figure out what those seasonal rhythms might look like and how they might change. Now, those are the three overarching themes or intentions for the 3 months of the summer season of the podcast. But I also want to explain the rhythm of the episodes. So these episodes will hopefully, as long as I don't talk too much, be 15 minutes or less, again, so that you can have longer stretches of reading and writing. And so I am separating or organizing these podcast types in three different ways. Well, actually, that's not true. It's four. But the main three different ways, the kinds of episodes, come from my habits, hearts, communities framework that I published in my book, Leading Literate Lives. So we are going to have a set of episodes throughout the summer that focus on our habits, these tiny restorative practices that hopefully snowball into larger, longer ones, where we create rituals, not just goals, where we think about our reading and our notebooking practices, and we learn how to reset our nervous system through the restorative reading and writing that we do. We can't have reading and writing change our lives unless we do it first. And so these episodes will help us build the habits that we need. The second set of episodes are the heart episodes. This is where we are going to explore wellness through reading and writing, emotional wellness, physical wellness, whatever we want our life to look like kinds of wellness. It's reading and writing the things that matter most to you. Right now, in this current stage, I am reading and writing my way to hope, For you, it may be reading and writing your way to ease or delight or joy or becoming a runner or learning how to garden. Whatever is going to light your heart on fire this summer, we can spark that through the reading and the writing that we do, and these heart episodes will remind you of that. The third category are the community episodes. This is where I will encourage you to share your reading and writing experiences with others and take inspired action in your life. So we might talk about reading circles, reading book clubs, or just summer reading connections that we can make. We can talk about writing and writing with others, or even sharing that writing in ways that might hold us accountable for the changes that we want to make. And finally, the fourth kind of episodes are seasonal episodes. These will be completely geared towards summer reading. Maybe they're habit or heart or community based. Maybe they're something else. Maybe they're a guest. Maybe they're a guided experience. I'm not going to reveal all the details yet, but those are the four kinds of episodes: our habits, our hearts, our communities, and some seasonal extras. I am strategically scheduling them and stacking them throughout the summer so that they ping pong back and forth. And therefore, over those 3 months, you are going to have a cohesive experience that gives attention to your reading and writing life across your habits, your hearts, your communities, and in a really beautiful summer way. Think of this podcast as an audio companion for the summer that you want to have, and a reminder to do the reading and writing that is going to help you get there. Now, if you are in my private Substack, Restorative Reading and Writing Circle, you know that we go in more deeply, right? We really lean into our restorative reading and writing. We explore one-word themes in more depth. We have book clubs. We have writing prompts, writing cards, lists of writing, and sometimes we even have additional events like retreats or challenges or notebooking opportunities. That will stay the same. We will lean into the summer themes that I have somewhat planned in my mind, but you can expect a nice parallel. So when I talk about certain things on this public podcast, we will go in deeper in the private community. More opportunities to meet, more opportunities for accountability, more opportunities to share and to learn from each other so that we can embrace this restorative way of living through reading and writing. I am so looking forward to this shift. It brings me great joy to know that the podcast is pretty much planned out for the next 3 months. I take great comfort in knowing what to do and when to do it. Now, I have room for surprises and room for things to change based on the things that I learn in my own learning throughout the summer. But I am really excited at how I've designed the summer season of the podcast to hopefully help you have the best reading and writing summer, and quite frankly, just the best summer yet. This isn't about reading a certain number of books, doing a certain challenge. It's just about feeling good and using books and notebooks as sparks to do that. So I would love to challenge you right now by asking this: what kind of summer do you want to have? Just think out loud for a moment, or if you have your notebook, go ahead and grab it. What kind of summer do you want to have? What do you want to be, or who do you want to be in June, July, and August? How do you want to feel in June, July, and August? And what do you want to do in June, July, and August? I encourage you to set a 5-minute timer and to either think, talk in the air, or write in your notebook what you might want for your summer season. If you do, you will hit the ground running next week when the first episode releases as we kick off a beautiful restorative summer season together. I'd love to know what you're brainstorming for yourself over the summer, so you can head to the show notes for this episode. You can find me on Substack or social media and just leave a comment. Let's start seeing what kind of summer we want to build together, and then explore how reading and writing can help us do just that. So thanks for being with me this summer. I hope you are looking forward to it as much as I am. And if you want to join that community to go deeper this summer, to finally give yourself the time and the permission slip to do so, that online community is my favorite online place in the world with some of the best bookish people I know, and we would love to have you. You can join in the show notes or reach out, and I will happily send you that link. Thanks for listening, everyone, and let's get ready for next week when our summer reading and writing season begins. See you then. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Restorative Reading and Writing for Wellness podcast. You'll find links to all of the books, resources, and ideas mentioned in the show notes and at alitlife.com. And if you want more, you might like to join my Get Literate Substack community. There, you'll find additional inspiration for your reading and writing life, like bonus podcast episodes, book calendars, monthly book clubs, notebooking inspiration, live events, giveaways, and much more. It's only $5 a month, and you get instant access to all of the previous content, too. You can learn more at getliterate.co. But there's one more thing. If you love what you listened to today, please take a moment to rate and review the podcast, or take a screenshot of the episode and text it to a friend. This helps the podcast grow and builds our bookish and no bookish community, too. Thanks for listening, everyone.